Hi, I'm Matt from eSpares. In this video, I'll be replacing the drive belt on this Candy Tumble dryer. If your drum no longer turns in your tumble dryer, then it is likely that the drive belt has failed and it needs to be replaced. Now, safety first, always disconnect an appliance before carrying out any work. To get the correct part for your machine, make sure you get the model information off the rating plate here. Then go to the eSpares website to order the right part for your model. I'm going to remove the lid of the tumble dryer by undoing the two screws at the back. With the lid off the machine, you can see there's no belt on the drum, so it's obviously snapped and fallen inside the machine. Now, next I need to remove the control panel, so I'm going to disconnect the electrical connections and then remove the two screws that fix it in place. I'm going to open up the door and remove the door seal, simply pull it off, and then also remove this kick plate at the bottom of the machine just by pulling it away. Now I need to remove the front panel, which is held in place by 8 screws, 2 at the top, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 and 8 underneath the panel here. To remove the front panel completely, just need to remove the electrical connections from the door lock. To remove the ring assembly that's behind the front panel, just need to take out the electrical connection to the TOC here, and then remove the 4 screws that hold it in place. And for this, I'm using a nut spinner. To remove the front ring assembly, gently lift up from the bottom to unhook it from there, and then you can carefully angle it out and lift it away. I now need to remove the heater cover by undoing all the screws that hold it in place. To remove the heater, simply undo the 2 screws at the top. And also take out the grommet at the back here. With the heater removed, I can now undo the 2 screws that hold the drum in place. Next, I need to access the fan and remove it. To do that, I need to undo this cover at the front. Just remove the 2 screws. Now, with the front cover removed, I can access the fan behind. Just going to lift out this cover. Now I'm using an extension bar with a 10mm socket on it, but you can use a pair of pliers or a nut spinner to do this. So just undo the nut whilst holding the fan itself, and then you can lift it out. And also lift out the washer behind the fan itself. Now I can just slide out and lift up the fan cover here. Make sure you twist it around the wires, making sure you don't catch them. With the fan cover and the fan out of the way, I can now lift the drum out. You might just have to adjust the cabinet to get it fully out. And we should see our broken belt underneath. There we are. So I can remove the old one and put the new one in its place. Here we have our brand new belt. Now it's a good idea for you to put your new belts in warm water, which will help stretch it out and make it easier to fit over the drum. Now for this one, I need to loop it round the motor shaft here, separate these two pulleys, and then just pull it into position a bit further up the shaft. Be careful of these pulleys because they can be very tight and you wouldn't want to get your fingers trapped. So make sure that the belt is between those pulleys and then we can fit it around the drum. So I'm just going to put the drum some of the way in the machine so that I can fit the belt over it comfortably. Now I've just worked the belt around the bottom of the drum, and you can just bring the drum in a little bit more as you wrap the belt around the top, and then push the drum in a little bit more and make sure that the belt is near the center of the drum. Great, now I can re-screw the drum in at the back of the machine and then put the belt into its final position. So to re-screw in the drum at the back, simply lift it up via the little access hole here and just make sure you've lined up the screw hole as best you can. It's probably easier to do this by hand at first while lifting the drum up slightly. And then you can finish off with the screwdriver. And once you've got the bottom screw in, you can then put the top one in. Now to fit the top screw, you might just have to lift the drum towards you, but you'll see the hole in the drum through the hole in the cabinet anyway. And there we go. I can now fit the heater. There's two screws at the top and also the grommet as well. Once the heater's in place, I can now refit the heater cover. There we go. I can now refit the fan. So start with the large washer on the motor shaft first, and then turn the fan until it sits comfortably on the motor spindle there, and then you can refit the little washer and then finally the nut. Fan in place, refit the inner cover and then re-screw into place the outer cover. Now I can refit the front ring assembly, put it in at the top gently first and then angle it so you can get the bottom into position. With the front ring firmly in place, you can now refit the screws. With all the screws back in, you can then refit the TOC connection. And now the front panel. When fitting the front panel, remember to refit the electrical connections for the door lock. You can now screw it back into position. All the screws back in, I can now refit the door sill, starting at the bottom and then working my way around to the top. And then also finishing off with the kick plate at the bottom of the machine. Just after the seal's done, open and close the door just to make sure it fits correctly before moving on to the kick plate. Screw the control panel back into position before reconnecting the electrical connectors. And lastly, replace the lid. So there we have it, one new drive belt fitted to this Candy Tumble dryer. Remember, spares and accessories for all the appliances around your home can be found on the eSpares website. Thanks for watching.